right, here we go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to This Week in Wrestling featuring us, THS Wrestling. Hope everybody had a good weekend and hope you all enjoyed Full Gear, which we will be talking about, not talking to, because it wasn't a thing we could talk to because it's a pay-per-view. Matthew, what's going on? What else? Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling, YouTube.com/that hashtag show TV. Be on the lookout over there for some cool stuff coming up. And Twitch.tv/that hashtag show. Salty Rover Gamer. Hello, first viewer. Hello.
Hello, what's up? Congratulations. Good job.
Going on. So, guys, we're going to talk about Full Gear. We're going to talk about NXT. We're going to talk about some stuff on Raw and Smackdown as well. And we're going to try and answer any questions we have from the chat. Thank you for joining us. My name is John. I'm joined by Neeson. Neeson, what's going on?
Life is going on. Life is grand.
Get your eye. Marianne, my co-host from Tornado Tag Radio, is in the chat. So, Johnny.
What is it? What is? Not the tits. The toot. What is it?
Toot it and boot it.
Toot it. Yes.
Ken,
I listen to Tornado Tag Wrestling.
There we go. Johnny
What
P.
up?
313. What's going on, sir?
Chilling. I'm excited, happy, as I'm sure a lot of people are. Like a sense of relief hit me yesterday. It was like, oh, I can kind of relax a little bit now. So yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty damn good.
Yeah, things are just gonna be regular races now, guys, not normal races.
Exactly.
We'll dial it back to a 7 instead of a 10 or something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's the new name. Oh boy, that's the new name. There. All right, let's get into full. Oh, before we get into Full Gear, guys, because clearly I am in need of some coffee, and I could use the strongest coffee on earth, which is Deathwish Coffee. Deathwishcoffee.com. Use the promo code #show. There it is. Look at that beautiful logo.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag about my face.
10% off at checkout. All right, guys. So yesterday, AEW Full Gear. And now that I'm looking at the results of this, shame on me for going on my huge women's wrestling rant last week and leaving the opening match off of the show, which was Serena Deeb taking on Allison Kay. I guess before we actually get into it, everybody in the chat, you know the drill. A to F. What do you give this? And I will start off with Neeson. What do you give Full Gear?
Yeah. We're going for grades. I will give it a B+. It delivered, and it didn't over deliver. It didn't go outside of its realm. It didn't do things that make it feel like it's a big show, but it delivered. So I'm really being nice with the B+, but I should give it a B. But the tag match really pushed it over for me. So B+.
B+. All right.
Yeah. What's a B teacher? What's a B+ percentage?
80%.
Oh. A B+?
B+, 89%. 88.
Okay, so it's a 88.9.
Oh, all right. Okay. Johnny, I know you got to see most of the show. What do you think though? Gail, grading on a scale.
Okay, so I didn't see the entire pay-per-view, like catching up to I saw about like 4 matches or so. But I'm actually a C, maybe C+. To be honest, like I don't know, some things I went in there with high expectations of and everything like that. But then when I watched it, I was like, and it just didn't really impress me. Like the thing about this was that like, and we'll get into as we start talking about things, but when I was like, what's that phrase? Like you're only good as your last sale. And so when I'm like watching this, I'm like considering some people's like past matches, I'm like, I'm not sure if this is that much better. And so for me, like I'm just good, like a solid C, like a solid C. It wasn't terrible, but it didn't like blow me out of the water either.
I'm glad. No, bring that back up. Jesus, Matthew. You know what, Matthew? I was gonna make a nice little announcement for you, but now that we're calling like women's wrestlers buffoons, I don't know. I don't know if I want to make an impact with you this week.
I don't know. It's over here disrespecting the great Cameron Grimes out here.
Just leave the
wordplay.
Future astronaut, give him his respect.
So I will say, I don't know if either of you caught the buy-in. It was Allison Kay versus Serena Deeb. They got the time. It was a very good match. And at the end of the match, who should come out making me eat my words? Thunder Rosa comes back, gets Serena Deeb's face. So it looks like that is far from over. I will say if they do add Thunder Rosa and Allison Kay as full-time talents, that is kind of bolstering their women's division a little bit. And I was thinking about my rant from last week a little bit more. And I think if I look at AEW Dark as kind of like their minor league system, then they are building a lot of women's wrestlers on there. So I might pump the brakes a little bit on what I said, but I still, for the most part, stand by what I said.
I mean, it's not too bad either, though, because I mean, I don't know their pay scale, but like, if like, because I know it's like sometimes with shows you get paid more depending on what show you're on. So if they're getting paid less for being on Dark, and that's what they put most of the women at, that's still not a good look. Because I mean, you still got to give them opportunities like to make their paydays and everything like that. So I mean, you still solid in my book.
Well. If we're talking about money and numbers here, you don't give people opportunities that don't deserve opportunities, right? Like they're women that they sign, the handful of actually women that deserve to be on the main roster, like I would say main roster, but like on a main show isn't a lot. So you just don't give these people main event money because they're the only ones there. Like earn that.
Yeah.
They don't get it handed to them. You got to earn that.
No, I feel you. I'm not saying that per se. What I'm talking about is just like kind of like to what John was talking about last week, is just putting on enough women's matches. And so the thing about this is that like I'm not saying pay anybody who doesn't deserve it, but it's more to like, you know, just make more opportunities and create more space for women's matches on there, like when they have the time to. It's like work with the women that you have and put more matches on.
Well, it's the balance of figuring out what women are over and what are not. Like the reason why Thunder Rosa is dope and it really made an impact instantly. And like if they keep Thunder Rosa and Deep, what's her? I always call her Dweeb. Yeah, Deep. I was just gonna say Dweeb. If they keep Deep and Rosa, that's not only are you buying into two creditable artists, you're buying into an automatically made storyline. That's the thing. Like you have the actual storyline on top of the talent. Before you had Brandy Rhodes versus Nyla, or Brandy Rhodes versus Nyla Rose. Like, does anybody want to see that? No. Does anybody want to see that?
I speak for everyone when I say no.
But that's it. And I mean, no matter storyline, whatever, like you have storylines being there, but the talent isn't there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they, you know, I didn't really personally like that buy-in match. I felt it was a little too clunky for me, but
yeah, we did talk about that a little bit, you and I.
Yeah, but I definitely Thunder Rosa coming in at the end of that match immediately injected life into it. And hey, man, look, I still want her to show up in WWE and face Sasha Banks and really and like be the head of like the women's Latinos and WWE and put her on that huge platform I feel like she deserves to be on, because they could make her a real star over there.
Oh yeah.
It really helps for AEW to get that for sure.
So moving on to the actual card, we opened the show, I guess, kind of surprisingly, with Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page, the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament Sequence Part 5 final match for the last time for the first time. Such a long name. They should have just cut out like 20 of those words. This opened the show. It saw Kenny Omega defeating Adam Page to become the new #1 contender. By the way, all of our AEW pictures that you're seeing right now are brought to us by
AEW.
Yeah.
And we thank them for it. Guys, what did you think of this match to open the show? And I guess, what do you think of Kenny Omega getting back into the main title picture here?
I think they put on a hell of a match. I don't, again, it's crazy because I think AEW is falling into that spell of, we see these matches on a weekly basis. What's special about this? And I didn't find anything really, really special about this match. I did find it good, and I did find like, oh, we got a conclusion. Hey, and we are starting to see Kenny Omega turn into the Kenny Omega we want to see, and all the other things. But I just was like, oh, okay, cool, it's a good match. They did great. Like nothing amazed me. But I mean, Adam Page is gonna be a star at some point. He really just needs to find something to sink his teeth into.
Yeah,
Johnny. Same question. What do you think of the match, and where do you think Hangman goes from here? I know we saw him a little later on, lingering in the back after the tag team title match, which I thought was a nice little touch. But it kind of looks like Santana Garrett, but it is not. So what did you think of the match, and where do you think Adam Page goes from here?
For me, yeah, the match was kind of the same. Like, it wasn't like the end all be all. Like, I've honestly seen better matches from both of them. But again, it was a good match, though. There's nothing like really for me to critique or like tear down. It was just a solid match. But the thing about it is, though, is that I kind of get why it was a good solid match and why you weren't like tearing the house down right now. Because when they came out, what'd you say? Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. They put the stat up for Kenny. It was like 6 singles wins. I was like, are you fucking serious? It's been a year. He's only had six singles matches. This shit's ridiculous. So I kind of get it now. They have to like build up to him getting to that level. He's about to put on like some epic, like, 5-star, 6-star, 20-star matches or whatever. So I'm cool with that for right now. These.
But they don't have to build him up to be that. You know why? Because he's the fucking cleaner and he's Kenny Omega. And if they had a storyline right at the palm of his hands, when he said, what? I don't need to run that gauntlet bullshit. I'm the VP of AEW. I'm the cleaner. I won all these things. So 6 wins? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. But you know why? Wins matter. And AEW, only when it comes to white males.
Something, Cody Rhodes.
Oh my God. But I hear what you're saying, but like I was more talking about the fact that he's only had 6 singles matches, not the 6 wins. And so I'm like, oh, so you're gonna like kind of take it slow, introduce them, blah blah blah. And that's what I'm just assuming they're trying to do with it. So that's why I'm not like jumping them too much. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm looking forward to when it actually gets like the title matches. That'll be some like awesome matches that we'll see. But yeah, for this match altogether, I was just kind of like, yeah, it's cool, it's fine. And also where Hangman Page goes after this though. What, niece?
Good, you said to look for when he gets to the title matches. You forgot. He's the #1 contender. He gets the title match. His next match is a title match.
Well,
I know, that's what I'm saying. When he gets to the title match, that's what I'm saying. When he gets there, that's what I'm looking for it to be like the big time. So that's what I'm hoping. But yeah, but as far as like Hangman Page goes or whatever, I don't know with Hangman. I'm just looking for him to get to like a nice feud so he can like be a singles competitor. I don't want him going to the more tag team stuff because like legit, I love what he's done with his character this year. So I want to see him get more of his own, like, again, get a nice feud going away from the lead and everything like that, kind of do his own thing. So I'm hoping that's what happens with him.
You know what? Matthew makes a fantastic point in the comments here. We had EVP of Impact Wrestling, Don Callis, aka Cyrus, on commentary during this match. And I believe they did it might have been a YouTube exclusive, online exclusive thing where Kenny Omega thanked Don Callis for being on commentary. And he said, yeah, no problem, but you owe me one. So I wonder if we're going to have some interpromotional things here. And I know Neeson, I think you mentioned it. I was talking to a lot of people yesterday, but somebody said, wouldn't it be wild if Kenny Omega, I think it was my friend Jaron, I can't remember. Anyway, wouldn't it be wild if Kenny Omega was the AEW champion, the AAA champion, and the Impact Wrestling champion all at the same time?
That will be what Kenny Omega character deserves. Would it happen? No. I don't think Impact will give him a title. I don't think Impact will give him the title. But I do think after, and I could speak about this, after interview I did with the Good Brothers and Rocky Romero last weekend, I did bring up the question, are we going to see more interpromotional collaborations? And Rocky had a very interesting answer. And basically he just said, it's going to happen. Just let it happen. Like time will tell. But that was the sum of the answer. So yeah, I think we will see it's a possibility. I feel like if Impact stays on the path that it's at, it continues to build stars and stay in their lane and make their big shows even bigger. I feel like there is a chance that we can see an AEW Impact. Right now, expect that third belt to be IJPW, New Japan. I can't speak right now. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh,
yes.
You think Kenny will head back?
I think if he owes anybody one, it's definitely New Japan. I think that's how they feel as well.
We'll see. I mean, once again, a lot of mentions of New Japan Pro Wrestling, the company, and people that still work there on commentary.
Yeah,
including this man, Minoru Suzuki. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It was Jaron. Okay, great.
Quick question, because I was like, when that was down and everything, I was like wondering, do you guys think if those three companies were to team up and start doing more interpromotional stuff, do you think that would be big enough to take a blow at WWE?
No, because WWE is a monster. Like it doesn't. Yeah. They're not a wrestling company. Like people think that WWE is a multimedia company. They own a podcast network. We're working on different digital platforming streams and outlets with projects. They're putting together Emmy consideration documentaries. Like they're not a wrestling company. So nobody will ever be on WWE's network.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it would be. I don't think it would. I don't know what it would do, but I think it would be great. It would get people talking. It might force WWE maybe to be like, well, people like this. Maybe we should figure out something with some of the promotions we own. I'm sorry, we do business with.
If they can't own it, they're not gonna do it.
See what we can do with them. But I don't know. I think just the prospect of some sort of, I think I called it the World Cup in our chat yesterday, would be absolutely amazing. I think that would be very cool. But let us move on to the next match here, which was John Silver versus Orange Cassidy. And I kind of was like, I want to see this match, but why wasn't this on the buy-in? Why couldn't we have bumped the women's match up? But let me tell you, I don't know how familiar you guys are with John Silver. John Silver's been around forever, and he's been this great forever. And this was a very good match. I was very just pleased with how it came out. Obviously, Orange Cassidy wins, but I want to get your guys' impressions of John Silver in a singles match. Neeson, what do you think? Also, I don't know if you saw his pre-show interview where he said, "I'm the meat man," and Johnny Hungy. He is out of control. And I want to get your thoughts on John Silver, the meat man, the meat mountain.
I watch BTE, and I think he is the most he's the most entertaining person on BTE, just because you can really tell this is how he jokes around, like off camera. Like these little jokes he does, like the meat man, and I'm hungry. Like that's his thing. Like he'll like say something like, "Oh, he's this, and I'm hungry." I don't know, man. It reminds me a lot of just joking around with your boys, and that's why I really like him. Seeing him in a singles match now. To be granted, they did they kill Orange Cat? Okay, I know everybody can't be on top, but did they really just cool off Orange Cassidy to make sure Turtle Man wins?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
100.
I thought it was just me because that's my thing was I was like, man, this guy is really good. He's really over, and yet we're using him to put over a John Silver when we could have used at least a Cody to put over a John Silver or have like a feud before the pay-per-view or something like that, or could use like some other name to put over John Silver because John Silver is that guy. Turtle Man is Darby Allin, guys, and I think Pingo deleted my picture. Yep, he deleted it.
Sorry, I was.
Yep, I was leaving it on there for when you talk to him, but he is Darby Allin. I like turtles. Just look up the video. I like turtles. I like turtles.
I like turtles. Johnny, what did you think of the match, and what do you think of John Silver in a singles capacity here?
So this was my first introduction to John Silver, and I gotta say I actually liked him a lot. Like I liked his moveset. Like I love he does that like kind of an F5, but he does more spins to it and everything like that. I was like, oh, that shit looks entertaining. That looks fun. All in all, like he had good ring work and everything like that, and that was dope. Orange is orange, and orange is always going to deliver. So that was like fucking awesome as always. And then honestly, I liked the match. I didn't like the ending so much. Like I wish they would have gave a little bit more room to breathe because Orange hits him with the orange punch and then immediately goes for his finisher. Where I was like, I would like to see like take a couple stumbles, breathe a little bit, and then kind of go into it, just happen real fast. And so I was like, wait, is that the finisher? Or was that just a move? But then 1, 2, 3, and it's over. But yeah, all in all, it is a great introduction to John Silver. And like same thing, I'm looking at like Orange, like damn Orange, you was just like feuding with Chris Jericho a minute ago, like you was like holding this shit down, and now you kind of down here. So I'm like, I'm waiting to see what they're going to do with him. I'm disappointed because again, I love Orange Cassidy. He's like one of my favorite wrestlers there, and so I'm looking forward to seeing like I want them to do something more with them, and hopefully they'll start doing that. But yeah, this match was like it was just disappointing to see him doing that. But John Silver, hey, it was a good opening match for him, and I liked him.
It is wild that you mentioned Orange Cassidy was feuding with a former world champion and the TNT champion, and now it feels like they have just not only have they cooled him off, they've put him in the freezer, is what it feels like. Like holy moly. So I mean, speaking of Darby Allin, our next match was for the TNT championship. Then now Cody Rhodes, or Cody still, because it's whatever.
Rhodes. They use Rhodes.
Did they use it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Really get that.
Cody Rhodes versus Darby Allin. Darby Allin is your new TNT champion. I thought this match was good. I don't know if it was better than this move right here, the crossroads off the top rope. If there's anything that they could have fucked up and nailed to perfection, it was this. I popped for that real bad. I went, there's no way they're going to do this. And they did. And another thing I didn't think they were going to do was have Darby Allin win the championship. There's Cody, gracious former champion, gives him the belt. Everyone's attacked by Team Taz at the end. And Darby's car is all fucked up now. He got put through it, or I don't know, but it's all messed up. So I guess my question is, did you think in a million years that Darby Allin was going to win this match?
I'm not surprised. I just didn't care. That was the thing. Like I'm not surprised, but I just didn't care. Like I'm ready to move on from this whole thing. And if it means Darby Allin is going to be on TV feuding with like people every week, now he has the Ricky Starks and Brian Cage feel built in. Hey man, let's do it. Let's go. But I'm happy to let's get Cody something else. I thought it was interesting when he came back and dyed his hair. I thought he was wearing his suits. He was wearing his Will Ospreay suits. Shout out Will Ospreay in that promo he cut against Okada. I thought he was going to do something like that, man, and really be that guy, but he didn't. So hopefully he does switch it up a little bit because the ace, the prince of professional wrestling, I just made Pingo want to.
He called himself the ace and then lost the match. I'm the ace and this is the ace belt. Well, I've lost it.
Well, now, does that make Darby Allin the ace?
I don't know. It fucking does not. Okay, I mean, now that we brought that up, who is the quote-unquote ace of All Elite Wrestling? And can you even have an ace in your first year of the company? Would it be, I mean, I feel like your ace would be either Jericho or Moxley.
Or Hangman, Adam Page.
Or Hangman.
Yeah, it's like whoever rises fastest and everything like that. So yeah,
it stays there is the thing. It stays there. You can always depend on them. I would say Adam Page. I would say that. Yeah,
I would say Adam Page. Me too.
What do you guys think?
I wouldn't hate on it.
Sure.
Wait, so I'm saying backtrack real quick. How did Cody get his name back? Did he buy it or something?
WWE just have it. We don't care.
Yeah, they abandoned the trademark.
Oh, for real? Oh shit!
Yeah,
all right.
Who cares? Whatever. They saw his tattoo and they felt bad for him, I guess. Brandy Rhodes was clearly the ace.
There it is. For me, with this match, honestly, when the Nightmare Family came out, I was like looking at it like the first thing in my mind was, damn, can y'all become heels? Like, I'm kind of tired of Cody being a face right now. I'm like, y'all be so dope as heels. Like, if the Nightmare Family's heels just like fucking shit up, doing things like running the comes, like it's like there's so much heel potential in that group. I'm just like, fuck. I'm looking forward for that happens. Darby winning, to like Magic's point, like he earned it. Like the thing about it is though is that like honestly, it felt like they were building to. They were trying to make it seem like he earned it, and they were building the story there for it. And so they played out the way they want the story to go to and everything. But the match was fine. It wasn't like a mind blow or anything like that. It wasn't like blowing me out of the water, which I feel like a lot of this pay-per-view was for me. But I mean, it got the job done, and like now they're about to feud with, as you're about to guess talk about next, is like Taz and his two henchmen.
Taz and his two henchmen. You know what? I mean, did Darby earn this? If this was 6 months ago, I'd be like, yeah, he did earn it. But it's kind of like, did he? I mean, I feel like he lost like 2 times to Cody in that span.
This is like giving Braun Strowman the world Universal title at WrestleMania 8-9 months after he was title contender.
Yeah.
This is what this is.
That's what it feels like. Now, he could shut us all up by being a great champion and having good matches, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do like him and Ricky Starks working together. I think they've put on some good matches before. The corporate, I mean, like that would be interesting.
You mean like no chance? That's what you got.
I will say, like when they all came out, I was just like, look at these fucking nerds. Fucking nerds coming here. Fuck it. And you know what else? I don't need in the middle of a thing I paid $50 for to see a fucking QT Marshall promo. Don't ever fucking do that to me ever again.
No chance. That's what you got.
Fucking fillet you, dude. It's gonna get fucked up. Anyway.
Wow.
Anyway.
He's upset.
Hikaru Shida taking on Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's World Championship. Hikaru Shida retains. At the end of the match, Nyla Rose is slapped in the face by Vicky Guerrero and seems to just go like, yeah, that's fine. You can slap me in the face. Nyla Rose wearing amazing Mega Man themed gear. I was all about that.
I wonder what the hell that was.
So, I mean, here we are once again. Do you know what else was just like so crazy? Just to hear commentary be like, wow, she's been the #1 contender for 24 weeks. I'm like, yeah, why has she not had a title shot before then? Like, that's not cool. Like, that's not a cool thing for me. Wow, she hasn't had a title match in 24 weeks. That's great. Who cares? Match-wise, I think a little sloppy. I think it went on just a little too long. And I mean, nothing has changed. Hikaru Shida is still the champion. I don't know what they're doing with Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose. They're on the outs, I guess. And it just feels like who cares? Like, what do we do next? Because the other problem is now you have the NWA championship that seems to be featured a lot, and everyone wants that belt, and nobody wants to face Hikaru Shida, which is just so strange. So I don't know, guys. I mean, I did walk my comments back a little bit, but more I think about it. Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah. They don't care. I mean, like, straight up. Like, I have time to think about their women's division. And it's like, well,
here he goes again, guys.
Well, dark could be used because maybe they're not ready for television, or they don't think they're ready for television, but they don't fucking care. Like, they don't give a shit. Like, you're gonna run dark. Yeah, you're gonna run the dark results during your women's world title match. Actually showing those results, that lasted longer than the actual promo to set up the match. So, I mean, I guess that's cool. I don't know. I'm very torn. I'm still mad, obviously. Holy crap. Build for Shida suiting Thunder Rosa. Like, who does Hikaru Shida just come out on Wednesday and be like, well, I've beat everyone 7 times. Guess I'll go back to Japan now because this is boring. Like, what are we doing? Who's up next? Who do you think is up next for Hikaru Shida? Is it Britt Baker?
I mean, and just my luck, it may be Swole.
Mm-hmm.
We already did Swole. We did Swole like 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
Or a little while ago. We already did Swole. She's literally run through everyone except for Britt Baker. Gotta be Britt Baker.
Probably.
And Britt Baker better just mop the fucking floor with her. I need something new. Just boom, beat her, make her tap out, send her to the back of the line, and do whatever. Give me more women's matches. They have talent there. Britt Baker. So everybody says Britt Baker. Oh, and we're finally getting Ty Conti finally gets a television match again after they took it away from her and just replaced it with a squash match. Mini feud with, Anna Jay's there. I guess there are a couple of people she could face, but they haven't been, I feel like they haven't been properly built up. So it should be Britt Baker. Britt Baker should beat her in. No, you know what? It should be a long match because I would actually like to see a good match with Britt Baker winning the championship. And yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on this match or no?
Oh man, the next match was
pretty much.
Right, the next match was the dream match. The match of everyone's dreams. When you went to sleep every night and woke up in the morning, you were like, I had a wonderful dream that these two tag teams met in a match, and it was great. FTR defending the AEW Tag Team Championships against the Young Bucks. Young Bucks coming out in Lakers. We need to talk about these FTR jackets. They had the 4 stars on them. They had a yellow star, a blue star, a red star, and a gold star. And I believe that is for all the championships they won. Yes.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Love it. That is very cool. And they had the best tag team or the greatest tag team of all time on the back of their trunks. They were wearing green, so I guess Celtics colors. So we had Celtics, Lakers.
It was just the most disgusting thing ever.
So when you hype up a match so much, I think sometimes your expectations aren't met, but I think I was so turned off by the Matt, tell him our stipulation, Matt. If we lose the match, we'll never challenge for the titles again. I think that made me lower my expectations so much that I actually really enjoyed this match. I think Matt telling the story with his injured ankle was great. I really loved everybody running through the old tag moves. That gets me every time. Like if you do that, I mean, they did a 3D for fuck's sake. I'm good.
They did a DIY.
They did the DIY, which was
And the setup,
crazy.
And the setup for that was crazy because he was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "You know what to do." He's like, "You know what to do." He's like, "Oh yeah!" And I was like, "Fuck yes, let's go."
We got the Steiner's Bulldog. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff. We even saw Cash Wheeler try to do a 450, go away from the game plan.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that shit looked good. I didn't know he had that in his warehouse.
I mean, no flips, just flips.
That rematch that they set up for is going to be amazing, guys, right? Because they deviated from the game plan.
I think for me, I did really enjoy the match. I don't know if I would say it was the match of the night, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. And Eason, I'm dying to hear, man. We have new AEW tag team champions.
Well, let's be clear. We have new AEW tag team champions from California, Upper Southern California to be exact. Yeah, I wouldn't say LA because it's definitely not LA. We don't claim Rancho Cucamonga. That is not LA. But they definitely were inspired by the Los Angeles Lakers, and for them wearing see why I got my Kobe shirt on today. Greatest basketball team of all time, and arguably one of the greatest players of all time, and them arguably one of the best tag teams of all time. And we talked about this. I believe they went down to the wire, and the reason why they went down to the wire is for the exact reasons what we just saw. They put on one hell of a match, man, and they sold the hell out of that foot, and to make that an injury and drop it and then the hand. Oh yeah, the hand is bleeding.
That was great too.
They did the super kick to the hand. It was just all good, man, and it just feels great. It really, really feels great to have so many championship gold on this side of the country. It's like, can anybody else win something? Because I don't think you guys can. I mean, the greatest thing that you guys got, I mean, in like Detroit, Michigan, shout out to the flip that you guys did, the ultimate flip. But Boston, never. You were anything Boston Green, you guys are out of here. New York, let's talk in like 5 years. It's fine. We're talking like 5 years.
5 years, brother. We're talking next
5 years. But it's a lot of gold.
Money.
And
I want money.
I will end it. Well, who do you gonna buy? Because everybody is like locked on 10-year contracts right now. But we end it. I will end it with I must order one of those shirts. Those championship, like they won like the basketball championship shirts that they're wearing in their back. I need to order that shirt because boy, oh boy. And that's a fire shirt right there. But continue, Midwest City. Go ahead, continue.
But you did enjoy the match. I know we're kind of going into it. We're kind of like FTR. Are they who we think they are?
Oh yeah. Well, the reason why I said are we who we think they are is because they just haven't proved. But I pose this question. We talk about AEW has the best tag team roster on the planet. Only two of those people only two of those teams are actually putting on bar burner matches. And we just saw those two teams. So after that, yes, I know I like Best Friends, but they're not putting on 5-star matches. Like they're just not.
I'll wait. Comments there.
Private Party is not. Private Party. I no disrespect to Chucky T. No disrespect to Chucky T. Or Philadelphia. Look, shout out Philly, okay? Philly is the move. Philly is great. But yeah. Private Party, they're not putting on 5-star matches. Come on, man. Come on. They're putting on 5-star cinematic cinematic shows, well, maybe like 4.5.
Oh my goodness.
I might. So here's like, I might have a hot take here. So I like this match. Like I thought it was fun. I was going crazy for like the old tag moves as well. Like I love like when the bust out like the twist and fade and then the swanton bomb. I was like, oh shit, damn, it looks so dope. And so like I loved it and everything like that. Damn, who's she mad at?
Marianne, Jesus, bring it
Damn.
down.
She's mad because I talked about the best friends,
best
but I
friend.
did, but
Oh.
I did say I like Chucky T, didn't I? I said that.
You did.
I like
Perfect.
Trent too, but I mean, I'm just saying Chucky T is great. I'm just saying.
Damn.
Philly, go Philly.
But I seriously, I liked the match and I thought it was dope. But if I were to give it a grade, because I'm looking online, a lot of people are getting A+ and everything like that, I would probably give it like a B+. And the only reason why is because I felt it was really one-sided for the Young Bucks, because they came out looking fucking good. They were doing their up stuff, like you said, the angle selling and everything like that. Fucking wrestling at cap and gown, Jordan 11s was like, that's impressive. And Revival were there, like FTR were there holding it down, doing great things. But I don't know, like it didn't feel like the Revival that I kind of like fell in love with the NXT, the move on WWE. Like a lot of their personality wasn't like shown in this match, and that's something that I was missing. Like where they're being like laughing and like doing shit and like heinous acts or whatever, or just like showing off the personality. So for me personally, I was a little bit lacking more stuff from FTR as far as them putting more of the personality to the match. Move wise, shit was fucking fire. Moveset's dope. That 450 at the end was like, I didn't know you could fucking do that. But again, I would have loved to see more of the, just like their personality antics that they do from them in this match more. But other than that, though, yeah, it was a good match.
Fantastic. I'm just adding some notes here because
Hey, before we move on, John, would you get it for your ranking for the year, your list? Would you give this match?
I didn't go higher on anything on this card. 4.5. I think I might have given this a 4.5.
Okay, so this is your 4.5 match.
Yes.
Okay.
Sasha Banks, Bailey, 5 stars.
5 stars, baby. 5 stars.
5 stars. Okay, let's move on. We don't have any actual pictures for this match. We had the Elite Deletion match between. Yes. Oh my God. If he had actually hit that, that would have been insane. Anyway, with the Elite Deletion match between Sami Guevara and Matt Hardy, I thought this was okay. I think halfway through, somebody was like, "Can you guys do commentary?" Which I think kind of ruined it. Just a little bit. I enjoyed seeing Gangrel. I enjoyed seeing Hurricane. I mean, but also we've kind of seen this match before. I will say the end of it was very dark and very brutal. With the back of Sammy's head being busted open, and then Matt Hardy like hitting him like in the face with the chair. Pretty brutal stuff. And then they take out the trash. Senor Benjamin takes out the trash.
Senor Benjamin.
And who knows when we'll see Sami Guevara next. But what did Neeson, what did you think of this? I mean, I feel like we've seen this before. It was just a little different.
Yeah, I think that's what I think we've seen it before, just a little different. And I think I'm ready. I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready for us to move on, Pat. This is almost 6 months at least. The 6 months, 8-month thing. I feel like this went on for sure all through pandemic.
It's time to move on for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. I feel like this ended the feud because I mean, a man was literally put in a garbage can and brought to an undisclosed location.
Oh shit.
So I think that might be it. Does anyone else have anything about this match? No. Okay, let's move on because we've got the lot. MJF taking on Chris Jericho. If MJF wins, he and Wardlow are allowed to join the Inner Circle, and we have 2 new members of the Inner Circle, MJF and Chris Jericho. MJF getting the jacket, the light up jacket, was a fun touch with the blueberry. Oh, love it. I thought overall this match was decent. The end was perfect because he basically used the lie, cheat, and steal method to, there it is, the baseball bat. He falls over. Jericho says, I didn't do anything, rolls him up, and bing, bang, boom. Bob's your uncle. Yeah, I mean, Neeson, where do we go from here? We have 2 new members. Technically, one was just thrown in the trash, so maybe we've just only got one more than we usually have. Where do we go from here? Now, I brought up something that my friend Dan had said a little while ago, that now MJF will destroy the Inner Circle from the inside out, or make the Inner Circle his own. Do you think that's where we're headed?
I hope that's where we're headed, and maybe he like slowly like convinces to kick out maybe Sami Guevara first or something like that. Like he starts kicking like people out slowly, and then it's kind of a big thing. But about the match, it was a cool match. Like I don't think I'm interested in seeing Jericho wrestle anymore, and I'm sad to say.
You know what? I was kind of thinking the same thing. I'm like, how much longer? How much longer is this gonna? And look, I have enjoyed him in AEW immensely. I think he's done a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, man, I just wonder if we're gonna get that passing of the torch to MJF at some point. I mean, technically, this was a little passing of the torch, but
it's true. Twitter comments aside, Jericho is he's a legend. No matter what dumbness he says on Twitter, but I think it's to me it's looking like that time. It's looking like that time.
Now, one thing, Johnny, I want to ask you. Ken has a comment. Maybe MJF Jericho for control of Inner Circle at Revolution. Now, Revolution is 4 months away. My question is, do you think that match happens there? And then my other question to both of you, Johnny answer first, Neeson next. Is 4 months way too long in between pay-per-views?
Okay, first one, I can see a leader to that because I think I said this about like a month ago when this first started happening, is that like, oh, it feels about that time for Jericho to go on tour at Fozzy again. And that's usually when he takes a break and leaves and everything like that. And that's what kind of I feel like this is all setting up. It's for MJF to come over and take over the Inner Circle, because I don't feel like you want to break up the Inner Circle because they're one of the best things you have going. Like at the beginning of the pandemic where they were just doing like their skits from home every week, that shit was hilarious. And so like you want to keep something like that going, and MJF can kind of like keep that, like making MJF part of that group allows the group to keep going on and like keep doing shit or whatever. So I kind of feel like that's what's going on. Now, is it 4 months a long time? I mean, part of me is like, hey, it was enough time to set up a story, but at the same time, it's like, damn, that is a long fucking time. So why are there so much time between your pay-per-views? Like, I could see 3 months, because with 3 months, you could do 4 pay-per-views a year. So you do one for like, winter, spring, summer, blah, blah, blah. And that gives you enough time in between to tell some stories, get things going. But 4 months feels like a long time. So I'm wondering, like, why is it they're doing that or sticking to that schedule? It feels just like a month too long because it kind of drags on. Because to your point you talked about earlier, with Nyla James being like the number 1 contender for like, 24 weeks? It was like, the fuck, why was she fucking why the fuck did she get a title match? You were waiting for the next pay-per-view? So yeah, those are my thoughts. What do you think, Niece?
16 weeks is a long time, guys.
Yeah.
That's a long time of trying. That's 15 episodes, 15 shows that have to write to make it interesting, 15 new things they have to do every single week to make it interesting. So yeah, I don't know, man. That's tough. That's definitely a long time. I feel like they need to do something in between that. They'll probably build to like some special TV special type of show or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
so they can have that to go. But I mean, we're talking about the Inner Circle. We talked about the match. We didn't talk about the legend, the hottest free agent that came back, Gangrel.
Oh yeah.
Fangin' and bangin', as I believe someone said in the chat.
I don't understand. Why are we not talking about Gangrel?
Look, if they bring back Gangrel in some sort of capacity, I would be fine with it.
The hottest free agent.
The hottest free agent. You know what? That was the other thing. We did have a lot of like the hottest free agent. Who knows what's going to happen at Full Gear? And I mean, Gangrel. Where was man? Really hoping that Chris Hero would have come out and helped Kingston at the end, but I guess that didn't happen. Hey, remember Chris Hero?
Yeah, he's living his life.
Apparently so. All right, let's move on to our main event, an I Quit match for the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley taking on Eddie Kingston. It had been an emotional couple of days, and I'm kind of glad Eddie didn't win because I would have turned into an Alex Mack puddle, and got my own show on Nickelodeon. So we got fucking Eddie Kingston. Yeah, that would have been me. Eddie Kingston coming out in the Masawa colored gear. And this match was fantastic. I absolutely loved this match. I think they told a very good story. I thought it was brutal. We had the pouring of the oh my goodness, what is it called? The rubbing alcohol. This was everything I wanted it to be, but obviously AEW is full of cowards because they didn't strap Eddie up. Even for a moment. But you know, if you really think about it, Moxley's your guy. He's not losing anytime soon, except for when he faces Kenny Omega. All right. That's an opinion. I don't know. They were both fantastic matches. I really enjoyed this. I think the best part about Eddie Kingston is, man, did I believe he was going to win. Like, I was like locked in thinking, no Tiger Driver. I know, no Tiger Driver. Jaren, what the hell? Eddie Kingston, in every instance, I think he could have never had this match and made the AEW championship feel like it is the most important belt in the entire world and the most important championship in all the sports. And I feel like he did that in the span of like these 4 to 5 weeks and even his pre-show match. So the interview, he said to him, I don't know if they showed it during the show. I can't remember. He said, what's more important to you, making Moxley say I quit or winning the AEW World Championship? And Eddie, who I've never seen with this look in his eye and this just stoic face, says, nothing's more important than that belt. Nothing. That's all I want. This is what it's about. And man, Eddie Kingston, what a get for AEW. He's a made man now, in my opinion. Yes, I'm sad. Yes, because if he had won, Bryce Rensburg was there, the man who's been there with him since day one. He would have given him that AEW title, and I would have indeed turned into a puddle. Didn't happen. Great match. We're going to Moxley Omega. I would love to hear your thoughts, Neeson, on the brutality of this match.
The brutality of the match was what I expect Moxley and Kingston to deliver. When we're talking tax, rubbing alcohol, fighting to the outside, barbed wire, etc., etc., etc. So it was everything I expected them to deliver. I think this suffered, as well as the MJF match suffered, and as well as the Hardy Boys suffered from the fallout of the Young Bucks and FTR match. I felt if you're gonna put one match in between those so people could reset and still get a high, keep the high, because by the time this match came on, I was just like, okay, they're just beating the hell out of each other, but even the crowd, like, it wasn't that hot. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't that hot. So But they did a hell of a job. They did exactly what I thought they'd do. We knew the person was going to win. We thought we'd win because we knew we were going to get Moxley versus Omega.
Matthew says Young Bucks FTR should have been the main event, and
I agree.
I don't. Young Bucks can main event whenever they want. This was Eddie. No, they can.
No, I know it's because you said because Eddie Kingston.
It's Eddie Kingston time.
Looking back, I definitely would have put the Young Bucks last. Like if you could retro book it and not be in favor of because it's Eddie Kingston's time, I will put it right before because that had the hottest storyline to me. But the hottest match at the end after that one, the biggest pop after the 1, 2, 3 is going to be Bucks versus FTR. Like WWE did that with Cena or like a Rock versus Cena and CM Punk versus Undertaker, right? Like who's going to get the biggest pop at the end when the hands are raised? The Rock versus Cena rather than champion CM Punk. Not CM Punk versus CM Punk versus Jericho. Was it Jericho?
Oh, Jericho. Yes.
Yeah, CM Punk versus Jericho.
I completely forgot about that.
Right. So
or they just redid the Raven storyline with CM Punk. Anyway.
Yeah, drink.
I get it. But like I said last week, Eddie Kingston, the reason I would have bought this because we do this fucking show. But Eddie Kingston, those promos he did, that sign me up. I'll buy a pay-per-view anytime to see that.
Absolutely.
But I get it. It's
yeah.
Not going to deny I bought the pay-per-view last night 99.9% because of the Young Bucks FTR. That's what Matthew says. That's fine. Like, if you look at this card on paper, it was stacked. It was a good card, I thought. So, and we had the face-off between Omega and Moxley at the end.
Oh.
So that's where we're headed. We'll see how long. I mean, they're going to build that match for 4 months. Holy crap. 4 months.
Fucking shit.
All right, guys, let's move on. We're going to move on to Raw. And I only have one thing that I kind of want to bring up, and I want Neeson to take the floor on this. Were we, as a collective, are we too harsh on the Retribution angle?
Yes, I definitely believe that we are too hard on good old Ali. And you know what? I'm not going to say too hard. I'm going to say pretty on point. Because one thing that we've all said is that Ali looks like a star in this faction. But your boy 2 Drink Minimum, that bike lot has now dubbed me. Wow. That is my Retribution name, 2 Drink Minimum. Our leader, Ali, Mustafa Ali, was actually on the Corey Banks After the Bell podcast, and he really broke down what Retribution is and how he started it, and it sold me on it. It legitimately sold me on it because everything he's doing is what is actually being done, and the way he named the guys and like why the guys are named that Slapjack, T-Bar, Maze. Talked about why Mia Yim, because people are like, why Mia Yim is in it. Mia Yim got taken out of the War Games match, and the person that took her out, she never got reprimanded. She actually got a title shot.
Yeah.
So Dakota Kai. So it's stuff like that. It's stuff like T-Bar getting choked out in front of his best friend by Karrion Kross, and then his best friend leaves and just goes to Raw. Dio Madden gets beat up by Brock Lesnar, and then he all of a sudden forgets how to talk. All of a sudden, they won't let him on a mic.
Mm-hmm.
if we look at these things this way, and he talked about how him getting a concussion from Randy Orton and trying to, and he was supposed to go back out there to do another, or he went back out there, did another spot, and then he was supposed to do the gauntlet match the next week. And he was so out of it. He was grabbing a table and they said, "Let me see your hands." And he finally showed him his hands and he just tipped over because he was on autopilot mode, that he had a concussion, he had a bad concussion. And so because they missed out on that opportunity going to gauntlet match and then the elimination chamber, they didn't know what to do with him. "Oh, we have nothing for you." And he said in the promo on TV, and he's writing these promos in the promo on TV, I sat on the shelf because WWE couldn't figure out how to make a buck off of a guy named Mustafa Ali. And to me, that hit home because I thought of like Mansoor. I'm like, they probably can't. Mansoor's talented as hell. They can't think of anything to make a buck off of Mansoor. So he's just sitting wailing around the greatest 1 hour wrestling 205 live sometimes, baby. And then doing other stuff like, and I don't know, man. Like, so I'm all behind that. Legitimately sold me on Ali, man. I'm all behind it. I'm for it, and I can't wait to see the steps that we take in the storytelling in this, because I'm here for it.
So
2 drink minimum, baby. 2 drink minimum.
An indication that once they start winning, that we're going to start seeing who these people really are, or did he not show his full hand there? He
did not show his full hand. He said, "This is storytelling, and everybody wants things right away." He was like, "This is go on for 20 weeks." He was like, he was like, I laid it out. So you're just gonna see little nuggets and little things." So, and go ahead.
He went to them with this storyline?
Yeah, so apparently he went to him with the storyline. He was pitching stuff. And so I think listening to it, I think it was a thing of like he was supposed to be the hacker like he was supposed to be the hacker. Right. And then they built from that.
Okay.
So it's like not only you're the hacker, you're more. And then it went to okay, how can we make this how can we make this a story? And so those are things he presented to the things that he was given to make it a story.
Okay. So, quick question, just to backtrack real quick. So, because I didn't listen to the interview, so Retribution and everything that happened from that very first Raw, where they're blowing up the generator, this is all Mustafa's like his pitch and everything like that. This is all his idea.
So it's a collaboration of his idea and them. That's why I was like, they came to him and was like, "This is what we want to give you, a faction," right? And he's like, "Okay, this is what I want to do with the faction." That's an example. Like, so, we don't know if the initial like pitch stuff, we don't know that per se, but we know that it is a collaborative effort. And he said he's in charge of what goes on. Like, it's him.
That's like
they gave him free reign. Yeah, they said they gave him free reign.
All right. I mean, Johnny, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm ready to pump the brakes on how crazy I've been about how bad this has been, in my opinion.
So you're saying I'm also in that boat, because I respect what he's pitching there, and I love everything that you just brought up. They said on the podcast, everything like that, with those like different standpoints about why they're seeking retribution, and I'm loving it. But the only thing is that so I'm having to go off trust here, and so there's no reason for me not to trust Mustafa Ali. But I'm just up to like, so this is all your idea from the get-go, because there are some weeks where we're looking like the fuck is going on here, as they're going back and forth between brands. But I am willing to give the benefit of the doubt, because there are some things that are lining up that make sense. So like, if they're giving them free total reign, it makes sense why they didn't get signed to SmackDown and why they're on Raw, because Raw is like, it's not the A show anymore. It's the show where you can like experiment and do weird shit and everything like that. That's where the Fiend was born at. So it's like, okay, that makes sense. You got 3 hours to play with. Okay, that's fine. So I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. I guess my only thing is, I didn't watch Raw this Monday, but I'm just looking forward. He's saying it. So if he's saying they got 20 weeks to tell the story, cool. I'm just looking forward to when they start saying a lot of stuff on TV too, because that's the thing. I want the rest of the fan base to hear this, so that way they can be like, oh, so that's what the fuck this is about.
But you don't. But that's tossing your hand out. You don't do that. Like you don't say. J.K. Rowley doesn't go on and be like, I guess that's the wrong example, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. But to any artist, now I can't think of an artist because my brain just froze. Because comic book artist, right? So like, if you're writing a comic, you don't be like, hey, here's what my whole series is. Like, you give it a brief overall, but you're not going to give exactly what each book is going to be.
Need those.
No, I agree with you. You're exactly right. Because low-key, this reminds me of this anime that I was actually going to recommend to you called Promised Neverland. Because you just finished Demon Slayer. I think you might like Promised Neverland next. And so the thing about it is, though, but like with Promised Neverland, it's an amazing series. And it sets up all these little things, but it sets stuff up. So by the time you get to the end, you're like, oh, that makes sense. And so I'm on board. That's what I'm going to wait. But I'm not seeing the clues yet. That's my only thing. I'm not seeing the clues on TV. But I am willing to give the benefit of the doubt. But I'm waiting for the clues. Like, I'm hoping some clues show up, and maybe I'm just blind to them. That's how good they're going to be. And come June, we'll be like, it was all there. But I'm willing to give them for the benefit of the doubt, but I just want to see some clues laid in place a little bit.
We'll see. I think it'd also be interesting if we do get reveals of who some people are, but there's that one person who can't get out of the block, and they just remain like man in an iron mask for a while. And then maybe get kicked out of the group completely.
Yeah,
enough of you with us.
All right. So wait, one thing before we move on. I know we're going over. Niece, you listen to the interview. Where do you think they're going next?
I had a thought about it, and I can't remember, but I do know that they're gonna move. They're gonna have. They have big. It's hard to explain. Like, they have big aspirations for him, and I know it doesn't look like that right now, but I think after hearing the interview, there's definitely something that they have for them. And I think we're just going to Survivor Series sucks. It sucks. And not in a bad, not in like, but it's in the middle, and it messes up everything, man. So, that's what things like that's where things could get lost, or they could, they could die off because just the energy falls away. Okay. So I just think this time is going to be real big, but we see it. They believe in Ali. They putting it all behind Ali, and they know what they have. And we said that when they did that super close up on the pay-per-view that time, and I was like, oh, they don't do that to anybody. They don't fill their whole screen up with everybody's face, because this is money. And you could look at it in their face you look at it in Ali's face that he's money, man. And he's
no, yeah.
I'm for it. Can't wait, guys.
Of money, Sasha Banks.
I like that segue.
Yeah, good transition. Well done.
Sasha Banks Bailey. Sasha Banks retains. So suck it, doubters. She retained the title on television.
Yeah.
But
she won it 2 weeks later, she retained it.
That's not the story here, folks.
2 more to go.
Up the ramp. Sasha Banks celebrating. The boss, the blueprint, the standard.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
The queen of the cell.
There you go. The queen of the cell. She is met by a super kick from the returning Carmella. Carmella is here stating her claim to face Sasha Banks next. What do we think of Carmella getting shot straight to the championship? And what do we think of this new look from Carmella?
I want Parker to look at his face.
Okay, first I'm starting with the look. I don't like the look. Like, I'm looking at it, but again, maybe it'll fit the character later on. I'm just like, nah. The look don't work for me.
Doing bad Liv Morgan cosplay.
Yeah. Or some old like Eva Marie costumes they had left in the back. Like, here, you can wear this. So now I'm not liking the look right now.
Wow, coming in hot for the new Mella.
I don't like the look, but here's the thing though. I do like Carmella though, And after her initial run with the Money in the Bank, her initial run as champion, Carmella improved some shit to me. Carmella can be that bitch at times. Like she can low key hold some shit down, and she's not scared to be strong or speak her mind. And you see that like from other stuff that she does. So her getting this opportunity, I'm like, this is nice. Like it gives Sasha someone to feud against who can play off of well. Carmella also has mic skills, so they can do some great promos going back and forth. But again, it's not somebody like, oh shit, well, can they beat her? It puts enough doubt in her mind. It was like, oh, these will be good matches, but if Sasha's going to get the win and hopefully have like a longer title reign and everything like that. But I think it's great, and it brings Carmella back into the company well, so I'm down for it. Her new look, though.
Woo! Neeson.
Wow.
Hey.
I didn't get the new look at first. Then I saw Talking Smack, and I was like, oh, she's like a Kim Kardashian type of character. Like, that's how she's talking. She's talking like, well, like, duh, like it's me. She's talking like a valley girl.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. So yeah, we're gonna see, man. We're definitely gonna see what it comes out to be. But I'm kind of nervous because the next pay-per-view is 2 weeks away. Which Sasha doesn't lose her title. Right? She doesn't lose her title. She's fighting against Asuka, but then she has to go around and go against Carmella. Are we not gonna get a 3 with Sasha versus Bayley at TLC for the championship? That's the first thing I'm worried about. Second thing I'm worried about is you debut Carmella and you put this behind her. Do you not give her the title?
That's the old AEW special.
And I'm just like, I'm confused. Because what do you do? What do you do?
See, I'm with you, and the only reason why I don't think they'll give her the titles because what happened last year. Because remember when Sasha Banks came back and she took the wig off, the blue hair, and we were like, Sasha's back, and she challenged not Becky. She's gonna win it. Oh, she lost the belt, but
she was also switching brands though. Remember?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So it was because she just got drafted. Then they had Hell in a Cell, so you knew she wasn't gonna win because of the draft. So. I mean, now it's just that thing. It's like it's great wrestling because we don't know who's gonna win. So I'm just like, please, don't. As much as I want Carmella to flourish, just don't don't give the belt and make Banks lose because you can't do this. Like you can't. You just can't. Over all her title reigns, like this would be a month and a half of her winning. You can't do it. You can't do it.
This does like blondes. Let me ask y'all real quick.
I will punch his old ass in the throat.
For a variety of reasons. That's just the first. But let me ask y'all this though. So given that she's doing this Kim Kardashian, like socialite media influencer new gimmick, how do y'all feel about this gimmick versus her old gimmick?
Can Liv Morgan have her original gimmick back?
Who's Liv Morgan? That was it?
Yeah. There you go. The yo music.
There it is.
Honestly, with Carmella, I would say if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
I thought it was fine. That character can go either way.
Yeah.
So it's like this is a new character. She can clearly only be heel, right? It sounds like it.
Carmella was the hottest heel when she was heel against Nikki Bella when Nikki Bella came back.
Yeah, and she was that, and that was it.
Hot.
That's all you needed. So I really don't think.
And Nikki Bella is just one of the greatest wrestlers, but continue.
Savior of the WWE, yes.
Hour 15. But I will say, but that's the other thing too, though, because like when she won Money in the Bank, Carmella's fucking money. She had a dope Money in the Bank run, and again, she was being heelish then. Like I agree with that. That gimmick can go either way. It can make you pop, and it can make you hate it. And honestly, like I love her fucking ring gear. She's wrestling in Jordans. Like I love her photo style and swag. I fucking love that character. Like I thought she was dope. It's weird how they're changing up people's characters. Liv Morgan's another example of people who you don't need to revamp their characters because they have characters that are working. I don't get why revamping it, but yeah.
Ruby Riot's haircut is fantastic, though. By the way,
pixie cut, yeah.
Green pixie. I thought that really set her. That really set her apart from like everybody has colored
Like
hair,
her.
but she has a green pixie cut.
That's some old school Ruby Riott right there.
Yep. And then that's what it reminded me of. It reminded right before she got called up. Because remember, she got called up, she had the short cut in NXT. And right when she got called up, she put a weave in and made it longer.
Nope. Stick with this. It's good.
Yep.
You got to strap those two, right? Give them the straps. Let them have some fun matches. Anyway, we need to talk again. We need to talk about Jey Uso and Roman Reigns fucking killing it on SmackDown again. They did an interview where Kevin Owens said some stuff. Roman, does Roman
getting his coffee now?
He shuts down an interview, right? Doesn't he shut down an interview?
Paul Heyman shut down an interview on behalf of Roman Reigns.
And Roman says, if he insults you, he insults me. And if he insults me, he insults our bloodline and our family. And basically lays it out. And Jay faces Kevin Owens and wins via nefarious means, I believe. And is that our final shot to go off on SmackDown?
This is our final shot to go on for our SmackDown. So I would ask you, did you see the promo from last week yet?
No, I don't think I did.
Okay. So they continue to bring their A game. And when I say, guys, Roman Reigns is gone. Within the next 3 years, he's gone. No more. Finito. No more WWE Roman Reigns. He will be Joe Anawahe on some action movie.
Furious 30.
Yeah. So be prepared, guys. Be prepared. You may be Fast and Furious 11. We keep lying since we got John Cena at 9 and 10. Don't be surprised if he comes. The last one is 11. If Joe Anawahi is
they can race in a volcano. Oh
yeah,
shit!
Hey,
yeah.
It's Fast and the Furious. It can happen. Power Rangers Turbo.
Didn't Leo? Somebody told me Leo Rush just got cast in a Power Rangers thing.
He did. The one that the Green Ranger is doing. I forget his name. Tommy Frank. David. Yeah. Anyways, he's doing a Power Ranger movie.
Oh yeah.
He raised the money. I think it's called The White Dragon.
Yeah.
His character that he made. So they raised the money. But he's been like casted in it.
All right, that's cool.
Props to him.
Also got a baby on the way. Also just moved to LA.
Ooh.
Yeah, Leo Rush is a moved guy.
Oh shit. I wonder if he likes vodka.
Nah, he's not coming down. We already discussed. He's not coming down to the baby is being had.
Goodness. Big things. Anyways, but I just wanted to, I just wanted to highlight just Roman and Jay, that whole thing, just killing it. This is like a great storyline. It is so good.
I'm just replace 1 hour of Raw with 1 hour of SmackDown, guys. Just do that. I'm telling you. Watch SmackDown. It's a pretty damn good show.
we're gonna have to add some. I gotta add some more wrestling to my weekly watching. You guys are trying to kill me over here.
It's so much.
All right, guys, let's move on to NXT. I just want to again just highlight the kings of NXT.
The
new kings taking over the show and then cutting once again a fantastic group promo where we laid everything out on the line as to why Pete Dunne's mad at them, why the Brit Am Brawlers are mad at them, and why Pat McAfee is mad at them. Great segment that everyone maximized their minutes, and it was good stuff. And I am 100% hyped for when we hear Shock the System and we get a big old brawl in the CC.
Wait, then what happens after that, John? Yeah.
I mean, any thoughts on once again an amazing segment? Oh, and then we're starting trouble with other people too.
Yep.
We got Killian Dane got his head kicked in by Pete Dunne with the door, and I love Pat McAfee's like, "Whoa, I like it, but we should probably talk about that later. Let's get out of here. You just tried to kill a man. Pat McAfee on every show. Give him a translator. Put him in New Japan. I don't care. Put him in every show. Just let him do his thing. This man is going to save the sport of professional wrestling. I can't believe it. I mean,
I gotta be real. I love Pat McAfee. He's doing the Lord's work right now. That promo he cut was fucking awesome. When he said we're the best 4-man group in wrestling, I was like, okay, that's some lofty fucking words right there. But gosh damn, okay. So I'm going to see if that will come back later on. But damn, that's some lofty fucking words. But fuck, that promo was amazing. He's getting those guys over. And it's pretty much like, hey guys, they screwed you over, right? Yeah, okay, that's all you need to fucking say. Back to me now. I'm like, shit works. Shit works.
I think the other thing that was great is he drove home the point that it was not hard to put this group together because a lot of people don't like you guys. I really loved that it was just like, it was not hard to find these people.
No, but I also love it as well is that while they got that over, it was also a nice history lesson of the Undisputed Era in NXT. It reminds you of this, like, oh yeah, I forgot they did that. Oh yeah, they did this. It's like, oh, this shit's all coming together perfectly. So it's leading in perfectly to War Games, and that shit's going to be fucking like phenomenal. And Pat McAfee, I agree with you. Like, he is money. Like, I was like, as I watch him, like, can you just go to every show? Can you just be on everything? Like, can you make $1 million in this industry too? Because fuck, man, you are good.
He's gonna try. He's gonna try, and he might do it. The last thing that I want to talk about is the NXT Women's Division. And I just want to say how amazing it is that we opened the show with the match that got the time that was great between Ember Moon and Dakota Kai. So we have that. That's a storyline where Ember says Dakota's a stepping stone. Dakota ends up beating her. That's one storyline we have. Then we have the Shotzi Tony Storm match, which was also great, which also continued the Candice Shotzi storyline, where Candice was the one that actually stole Shotzi's tank and then promptly ran it over with a giant truck brought to her by the murderer from Scream, which is just like, I love that this is a character now. The person from Scream playing the game of life with Johnny Gargano. And then we get a third storyline, and it's not really like that big of one. We get Xia Li. She's been getting these letters. It's been a whole thing. She gets another letter and says, I need to have a match with Raquel Gonzalez. She dishonored me. How this feels a lot like when SmackDown, when we first got the brand split, and there was that pay-per-view, the first SmackDown pay-per-view, and we had 3 women's matches. Every storyline, I was like, I'm in on this. These are all great. And I mean, we've said it before, NXT Women's Division is stacked. And I love that they are able to just seamlessly have these 3 storylines going on at once. And I just kind of wanted to spotlight that. And this isn't even, Io Shirai isn't even involved in any of these.
Nope.
We have Rhea kind of slipping in there as well. So I mean, technically 4 storylines, which is great. And I just kind of wanted to highlight that and get thoughts as we close out the show.
I want to close it out with just saying NXT, they have been the forefront of the women's division and wrestling after Impact. I believe they picked up where Impact kind of trailed off at. And they continue to show us that they are still that. And man, it's a beautiful thing to watch, and I can't wait to I honestly can't wait till we start seeing some more women in factions. So
yes.
So man, I'm excited. I'm excited for all those that you named just to see how they play out.
It's just wild. It's wild to me that they're able to and because it doesn't feel like it should be normal, and it was normal, but they always kind of they stop. Like we have, like, oh my God, we had 3 women's matches with great storylines, and then where did they go on SmackDown? But hopefully NXT can do this.
And honestly, it's also the writing that's going on with the women's matches as well, because there's none of that typical like you and my friend and you betrayed me. No, none of that bullshit's happening. It's all really good storytelling. Like I was wondering how they're going to shift Candice LeRae away from the belt after this and everything like that, and it fucking was seamlessly because you had Shotzi come in, take down Scream Dude. Now she wants to get revenge on Shotzi for involving her in the match. Is like dope. Now Candice don't have to worry about the belt match. She just feud with Shotzi. Boom, that takes care of that. That frees Io up to go after Rhea, and now Dakota Kai's feud with Ember Moon. Now they got their feud going, and then it's just fucking like magnificent. It's like awesome happening right now, as well as bringing back people we haven't seen in a while, like Toni Storm, getting her on TV, which is always fucking awesome. She's dope as hell. So yeah, it's just like fuck, man. They're just doing the Lord's work down there in NXT with the women's division. They're keeping it popping on a regular basis.
Absolutely, and we will keep it popping next week. Nailed it. Been a long show, guys. Thanks for sticking with us. We've got a lot, and like I will say, like 2020 has been a long year for multiple reasons. But I think I can safely say for the THS crew, the wrestling crew, the Olive Garden boys, it's been a pretty good year for us, and we still got a month and a half. So we've got some cool stuff coming up. Don't sleep on it, because we're going to be doing some really cool things at the end of the year and the beginning of next year. Train keeps a rolling all night long. Now I'm Mauro Ranallo. I'm just going to make references to shows and music and pop culture stuff. Okay. Do you guys have anything to plug before we get on out? Nope. Yeah. Handles are in the corner. Except for not Johnny's. All right, let's just get on out.
Thank you, Detroit, Atlanta, Philly, and Stacey Abrams. And
yeah, thank you to all of them. Holy
crap. And here's the thing: watch that Georgia or Sid Runoff this big. Make sure you watch that. Donate if you can. Keep an eye on that. The next big thing is coming up in Georgia, so make sure you keep an eye on that.
Flip it.
Flip.
This is the only flip worth anything. Not that wrestler. He is not great. I'm going to get us in trouble. We're not talking to that promotion. It's fine. Okay, so Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/
Jonathan Gresham won. Aren't you happy?
Yes.
Be happy.
Jonathan Gresham is the ROH Pure Wrestling Champion, one of the best wrestlers in the world. Congratulations to him. It was a great match, him and Tracy Williams. My God. Jonathan Gresham's so great. I love him. He's the best. Anyway, Instagram.com/THS.wrestling, YouTube.com/ThatHashtagShowTV, Twitch.tv/ThatHashtagShow, and most importantly, ThatHashtagShow.com for everything trending in geek, pop, culture. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, Tegan. Get well.